This is my instant match review of the Tottenham Hotspur 1, Nottingham Forest 2. Another defeat for Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. And, I mean, again, I think you can say a lot based on how you celebrate when you score a goal. And Richarlison scored a goal with about, 7-8 minutes to go today. And I didn't even bat an eyelid. Didn't care. Because the performance. What's weird about tonight was I feel like the tempo was kind of okay in the first half, certainly. But never, ever have you seen a team play into the hands of the opposition more than Tottenham Hotspur do. Especially tonight, but pretty much every game we play in the Premier League, we just allow them to wait for Tottenham to make the same mistakes that they make every single game, and they know that they'll score from it. And today, the goals were scored from poor set-piece defending. The first goal came in the first 5 minutes, 4 minutes gone from Anderson, when Forest had a corner, it's an outswinger, and Pedro Porro is the first man. All he has to do, get a big header on it, clear it out for a throw-in, Tottenham reshape. Forest will, in that instance, have to move all their centre-backs away from the box and back in their shape. But no, Porro tries to put, I don't know, maybe it's just a bad header, but it seems like he's trying to clear it with his head centrally. Doesn't get enough on it, and as a result, the ball comes straight back to the edge of the 18-yard box, and Anderson just ploughs through on the half volley, deflected, and a goalkeeping mistake probably. 1-0 Forest, and who's the team that you least want to go 1-0 down to? Nottingham Forest. But not only that, Tottenham then conceded another goal to them after 9 minutes, which were very fortunate was offside. But any of you who are regular watchers of my videos, what do Tottenham not do in every single game? They don't stop crosses. And what do you need to do against a team like Forest who've got Chris Wood, absolute giant in the middle of the box? You have to stop crosses, but we don't. Wood heads it in, and we were lucky it was offside. But do we learn from that? No, because then in the 16th minute, Pedro Porro decides to have zero interest in stopping a cross out wide. And I'll say, tactically, I won't just blame Porro, because it's down to Ange Postecoglou to tell his wide forwards to help his fullbacks to stop the cross. And he doesn't. Comes into the middle of the box, and who pops up in between Romero and Van de Ven? Heads it into the goal, Chris Wood. The player who hadn't been scoring regularly recently, but come and play Tottenham because you know you will get chances in the air, and that is what happened. And that was 2-0. And sure, all the stats will say Tottenham had more possession, Tottenham had more shots, Tottenham had more chances, Tottenham had more crosses, and they did, like I said, score that goal with 7 or 8 minutes to go, or 6 or 7 minutes to go from Richarlison. But that, I think, was the 48th cross that Tottenham had put in the box against a team who have Murillo and Milenkovic as centre-backs, and then at the beginning of the second half, they brought on another centre-half. So why are you putting so many crosses in? You have to do something different. And I'm surprised today, he started with Kulusevski in the kind of 8-10 role. Didn't do a great deal, to say the least. Didn't look comfortable. Maybe he's just not match fit, and that's fair enough. He's been out for a long time. But this game was calling out, especially in the second half, but really from as soon as we went 2-0 down, calling out for us one of those situations where he tries to put two creatives in central midfield and plays Kulusevski with Maddison like he did at the beginning of the season against low block teams. But he didn't. And maybe Maddison hasn't really recovered from that injury against Frankfurt because he didn't get any minutes. But then Ange could have brought on Bergvall for more creativity early in the second half, but he didn't. He waited till 80 minutes. So listen, no surprise, to say that Ange is putting all his eggs in the basket of the Europa League would be the mega understatement to end mega understatements. And the reality is, and I said it all through the watch along, Tottenham are as on the beach a team in the Premier League as I've ever seen a team be on the beach in the Premier League. They're 25% off it, second to every 50-50, second to every second ball. And Forest, who are now up to third in the league, a team like Nottingham Forest, of course they wanted it more. The fans were more up for it, making more of a noise. So it was always likely we were going to lose. But it's just the inevitability of the way we lose each time. and the goals we concede each time. And I'm a broken record. I know I am. I've been saying it all season. And yeah, look, you know, I'm super glad that we played different against Frankfurt last Thursday night. Super glad we showed that plan B. But look, Everton played Forest last in the league and they let Forest have the ball the whole game. They said, all right, you have to come and do something different. And we will block and we will scrap. And Ange should have said that to the boys today. I'm sorry, he should have said, play Jose ball and just say, Forest, you can have the ball. We're going to just concentrate on blocking crosses so you don't get any free crosses into the box, not giving away silly set pieces and never letting you hit us on the break. But Ange won't do that. And I don't know, maybe I'm just saying that because we lost and I wouldn't have liked it if that had happened. It would have been 0-0 or something. But it's just like I said, the inevitability, and I'm sorry also, it was just so boring. Oh my God, it was so boring. For those of you watching my watch along on Chris Cowley's channel, I was yawning in that second half. It was dross again. So boring. And people get in the comments and say, oh, you know, you'll be Ange out now and you're Ange in after Frankfurt. I've never said that. I've never said I'm Ange in or Ange out. I've always been very, very sure to back up how I feel on my reaction on any particular performance, to say I'm desperate for it to work for Ange Postecoglou. There's nothing I'd like more than for him to lift the Europa League at the end of the season, shove it down our throats. But if he doesn't, and it's still a big if as to whether we can actually do it, you know, Bodo Glimt won't be an easy two-legged semi-final, but it certainly won't be easy against Athletic Bilbao in the final if we get there. And, you know, I do have a little bit of a worry about playing Man United in the final, considering, you know, it would be written in the script for Spurs to beat them 3 times in a season and then in the one game where it really mattered, get turned over by them. And of course, they've got so much experience of winning trophies. They will expect it on the day if we did get there. But if he doesn't, and maybe even if he does win that trophy, he will lose his job when he loses his job because we concede the same goal every single game. And it is not good enough at the elite level. And I'm a broken record, but you cannot. He has to tell his wide forwards to support his fullbacks and therefore stop crosses coming in. I can't bang on about it anymore because I just have so many times this season. That is why he will end up losing his job. It's no good talking about how exciting Ange ball is when it's so easy for opposition analysts to say to the team, just do this and you will win the game. Individual player performances, Vicario, 5. People will hold him responsible for both those goals. Porro, 6. Did okay. Actually, no. I'm sorry, I have to give Porro 5 as well, because responsible arguably for both goals as well. Romero and Van de Ven, some argument as to why he played Van de Ven. I mean, he did take him off at half-time, but we're 2-0 down at that point. You're like, oh, you're taking off your 2 ball-playing centre-backs. I mean, there was no chance of us winning from there. Van de Ven, I guess I'll give a 6. Romero a 6. Spence a 6. Bentancur a 6. Kulusevski a 5. Sarr. I think Alan Smith on CoCom said he thought he played well. I think he made some runs. He tried, but I'll give him a 6. Now, Tell and Odebear in the first half especially did try a lot of things. So I'm going to give them both 6.5s each. Richarlison got a goal in the end. That takes him up to a 6 because I thought he was poor before then. Listen, I have to say I found it incredibly hard to try and find 10 minutes out of this post-match review, and I'm struggling to get there. I'm on about 9. And it is a worry as to where we're going to get points in the Premier League in the rest of these games. We're going to come 17th, guys. Man United lost at home to Wolves, and I said, oh, you know, Spurs a chance to get up to the heady heights of 13th if we win tonight. Nah, they were 25% off it. They're on the beach. And teams will take advantage of it. They will take advantage of it. Liverpool, we've got Liverpool at Anfield on Sunday. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. So yeah, I think we're going to come 17th, guys. But it's all about the Europa League, and keeping those players match fit, and that's probably why he played Van de Ven and Romero, I guess. And if they weren't injured, if they didn't come off with any injuries, then I guess you say probably worth it. But he is, it's a lot of pressure again. Bodo Glimt are a good side, especially at home. And if we get beaten in that first leg against Bodo Glimt on May the 1st at home, and then have to go to Bodo and get something on their plastic pitch, and man, look, any goodwill, and he's running on empty on the goodwill, but he is in that semi-final, but any of it will fall through the bottom, and he will, criticised, wouldn't even cover it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching that post-match review. Please do give the video a like, press subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, another defeat in the Premier League, laughing stock of a club. But it's all about the Europa League. Come on, you Spurs.